Nope. Pushing you. So it actually works in your favor. Welcome back, Elock Nation. If this is your first time here, welcome to my home, garden, and lifestyle channel. If you like what you see, hit that like button. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys what I do in my garden, how I tend to my plants on a daily basis. Also, I'll be filming over the course of several days. I can't always get everything done in one day, so I have to break things down into smaller portions in order to get things done. Nope. It is Saturday, October the 26th, and the leaves are really beginning to fall from the trees now. Yeah, didn't look like this last week. They're so pretty though. So what I do is I come out here and I let the garden tell me what it needs. It will tell you now. It's October. I still have some of my summer plants out here growing, like this coleus. It's doing well. The weather is pretty mild still in October, and so it's hanging out in my October garden. But as it gets colder and if any frost hits, it will definitely die back. I could either leave it out here to die back, or I could dig it up and bring it into the home. I do have seedlings growing in this container. I don't want the leaves in the way. If it rains, I don't want wet, mushy leaves touching my plants. I'm going to remove all of the leaves. I direct sowed these seeds, so I'm either going to separate them out later, or I'll just snip them if I feel like the plants are fighting for nutrients. I watch the plants, I see how they're growing, and if some appear to be suffering, then I'll go ahead and do what's necessary. I'm one of those, I don't like snipping the weaker ones. I really try to save all of them. I'm like, hey, that's life. I don't want to snuff out life, but you do what you have to do, because sometimes you do more harm trying to leave the seedlings growing together, because then nobody wins. The plant doesn't win, and me and my family, we may not eat. I do need to add some mulch because that is important for retaining moisture. It's really not good to leave the soil bare like this, especially as we go into colder months, and even really warmer, hotter months as well. It's just not good. During the warmer months, it's not good to leave the soil uncovered because, again, you're losing so much moisture, especially in the hot summer. And in the winter, you run the risk of the soil drying out as well. So we definitely want to keep the soil moist all year round. If you're a senior or you're someone who has back issues, or you really can't stand for long periods of time, these raised beds really do come in handy. You can always grab a chair and sit in front of it and plant out your transplants, your starts, what have you. So this is a great idea if you want to start a garden and you're saying, my knees are bad. This is definitely something that you could look into. This raised bed was also covered in leaves. I've already started this side, and here's what's left. So again, I'm going to just simply remove them. And these leaves I'm going to be bagging up later, yard waste bags, and let them break down in order to make leaf mold, because there are a lot of good nutrients in these leaves. So we're definitely not going to be getting rid of them. They're going to stay right here in the yard and be given back to the yard. I'm going to be adding the wood chips to protect this soil. I've recently watered, so the soil is moist. So I'm not as concerned right now, but it's something that I definitely need to get done. I actually wanted these plants to grow up a little bit more because I don't want to cover them in that mulch, not just yet, because I still have a lot of seedlings that haven't popped up yet, and I just want to make sure nothing gets smothered out or there's nothing heavy on top of them, push through the soil. So I've been kind of waiting around for them to grow up a little bit. Definitely going to get some mulch on top of this soil for protection. This way I don't have to work as hard. So it actually works in your favor. And raised beds, they're also another great option if you have bad knees, bad legs, a bad back. You just don't want to be down on the ground. Raised beds are another option. The grow bags here, again, they're elevated off the ground a bit. This is a 10-pound grow bag. What I love about grow bags is that they can be relocated from one place to another. This has a little peekaboo pouch here. If you're growing potatoes or sweet potatoes, you can take a little peek-see, see what the soil's doing under there. You can see if the soil is dry. I see some roots here, so I'm just making sure it's sealed back properly, so it wouldn't hurt giving that a deep watering. Grow bags come in different materials. You can get them in the fabric material. Fabric doesn't last as long. This is a really thick plastic and it's super durable, and I don't see these needing to be replaced anytime soon. Lots of leaves have fallen into these beds, but I already have them mulched with pine needles from our pine tree. If you don't have wood chips or some other mulch, you can use pine needles. Pine needles are great because they do a great job of protecting the soil. Think about all of the leaves and the pine needles that are in the forest. They're light enough to let the rainwater in, but they also do a great job of protecting the soil as well. Now I'll be all day trying to pick these leaves, so the fact that they're sitting on top of the pine needles, I don't mind it too much. It just depends. With my new seedlings, I definitely don't want the leaves in there. But just sitting and resting on top of the pine needles, it doesn't bother me as much because it's protecting, it's serving as an insulator. So yeah, sometimes it just depends. I need to feed my plants, so I'm going to add some water to my compost tea bucket and get that brewing up, and we'll come out in the next probably 2 days or so, and we'll go ahead and feed the plants. Okay, so it hasn't rained in about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So what I did is I got some water from my water hose, but this has been sitting here for about 2 days now. So I'm going to go ahead and add this water to my compost tea bucket. already got some goodies in there. We cut open a pineapple this week. So we got pineapple in there. We've got some other kitchen scraps like strawberries, banana peels. There's comfrey leaves. So we're adding that. Got some eggplant leaves. Just breaking it up into smaller pieces. Got some sweet potato leaves. Grab some of the ones that are a little older. Sweet potato leaves. Put that in there. Got a bamboo stick, and I have this laundry mesh cover to hold all of the solid pieces so that it's easier to take this out when I'm ready to feed my plants and I don't have to sift through all of these large pieces. So yeah. I even have a few shrimp shells in here as well, and I can smell it. It's pretty stinky. Not a whole lot, but actually here's some. Yeah, there was right there. I see there's a pepper top there. I just saw some of the shrimp shells. I spoke them up. Is that it? No, that's a pepper. I think it just sunk back to the bottom. There it is. As you can see, there's some shrimp. If my phone fell in here, I'd die. And of course, you can see the flies are loving it. So yeah, I've got some shrimp shells, and I see some strawberry and some pepper tops, as well as the leaves. We're just gonna brew up this compost tea, and I'll show you how I do that. And here's my top. It's about 60 degrees outdoors today, much cooler than it was yesterday. So many more leaves have fallen from the trees. Gorgeous blue sky. You guys know I love watching the sky. Let's give this compost tea from yesterday a little stir. Yeah, you can see that the water is not clear. And when I say clear, meaning there's a tinge of green, so it's definitely absorbing the nutrients from the leaves. That's what I'm trying to say here. And it is quite rank, so yeah, it stinks. So yeah, it's definitely, I really could use it today, but I'm gonna give it one more day. I'm gonna give it at least 2 days to really soak up those nutrients. And we'll come out tomorrow and we'll go ahead and feed our plants. Yeah, just wanted to give it a little stir. There's a banana peel, which wasn't there yesterday. We couldn't see it yesterday when I was showing you guys the shrimp shells and all of the other pieces. You can see the strawberry and pepper tops and things like that. So yeah, so we've got some nitrogen, we've got some phosphorus and potassium. Those three major nutrients that plants love. And they need it. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and feed tomorrow. So, as I mentioned before, let your plants tell you what they need. My broccoli is saying, hey, I'm being eaten alive here, help me. It looks like slug pressure. Slugs will eat the leaves out like this. Usually you'll notice some type of slime that's been left behind, and I can see a little bit there. Oh, here's a good example right here. It's like a skeleton. It's just, look at the holes, look at the pattern. And you see there at the top, you can see the slime there at the top, right here. I don't know if it's showing up here, the broccoli. You can see the slime better here. So I've got, yeah, definitely got some slugs here. I see a lot of slugs in my garden. And it's probably hiding underneath the soil. But I don't want to disturb the roots of my plants here too much. So what I'm going to do, now the good thing about this is, although I have slug damage here at the top, if you look in the center of the plant, there's a new leaf growing, which means that the plant can bounce back, and it will bounce back more than likely because the temperatures are dropping, which means we'll see less pest pressure the colder we get. Just noticed on my phone we have a freeze warning for tonight, so wow, I'm not ready for that. I'm still enjoying my flowers, so I don't know. We'll see come morning. So I'm going to sprinkle some diatomaceous earth on my plants as well as around the soil. Prevents them from staying hydrated, and they basically dry out. And you don't want a lot on the leaves. A little bit goes a long way, because again, you're talking about little small insects. So if anything, they'll probably crawl away from or around a huge mound. So the thinner, the better. Okay, I need to press a little harder. All right. So I'm also getting the soil. So if they crawl on the soil, they'll get it there. And the underside of the leaves as well. Those worms like to hide out on the underside of the leaves, so want to make sure we get them there too. But I figure if they're coming out of the soil, so hopefully they'll come in contact with it in the soil before they even reach the plants. And so I like this tool, so basically I'm just squeezing and the dust is coming out through the tubing here. This is good for spiders, ticks, fleas, cockroaches, so many different varieties of bugs. We're going to get the broccoli here as well. It may not kill the slugs per se. Hopefully it will deter them, if anything else, or slow them down a bit. So I'm willing to try anything. I went online and Googled it and basically got mixed messages. The consensus is that it will definitely slow them down, if nothing else. And this is the food grade diatomaceous earth, so it is safe for humans, safe for pets. The good thing is that we won't be getting any rain for the next week or so I won't have to reapply it. If it rains, you definitely have to reapply. All right, so I sprinkled the diatomaceous earth in this bed here. Also some in that bed there. Missed a few spots. I'll have to go back in and apply some more. Here's our large pine tree, and definitely dropping from the trees. There's so much of it. I'm going to do a nice thin layer of this because I still have seedlings coming up. My son is outside with the dog, so they're making a lot of noise, and my neighbors are next door talking, so I apologize for the noise. All right. So this shouldn't hinder the seedlings that are coming up. They should be able to push right on through. Just in case there is a freeze, I better get as much as my food as I can. I think I'm going to, I'm just going to take them all off. These will go perfect in my stir fries and my pepper seasoning blends. Come out and pull out these pepper plants, as well as the tomato plants. This would make some great fried green tomatoes. And these, they'll continue to ripen indoors. They were almost there. Let me just get them all. I can blend them to make a sauce, so none of this is going to go to waste, even the green ones. Is a beast. I mean, these things, they just keep giving and giving. I don't know, looks like something crawled in there. I will take that smaller one though. Not liking the spotting on that. So guess what I'm gonna do? Add it to my compost goulash. Look at that. From the light green to blushing and fully ripened. There. All right, so this is going to make a really nice sauce. I'll add some onions and these tomatoes, these peppers, and I found a little baby eggplant. So yeah, add some herbs, and yeah, we're gonna have a nice sauce, nice homemade sauce. Thank you, Lord God, for this harvest. I sowed the seed, but you gave the increase. Thanks for hanging out with me over the course of several days in my garden. I hope something that I did will help you, inspire you, maybe gave you some ideas as to how to set up your garden. Maybe you want raised beds. Maybe you're thinking about grow bags. I hope some of these things help. Maybe you just need a little pushing you. Be kind to yourself as well as others. We are all going through something. See you next time. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. something you love and have fun doing it. Thanks for watching.